They tried to hijack a plane to escape the USSR. On October 15, 1970, hijacking occurred aboard Aeroflot Flight 244, an Antonov and 24 turboprop carrying 46 passengers and 5 crew members on the domestic Batumi-Sukhumi route in the Caucasus. Lithuanian father Pranas Brazinskas, 46, and his son Algirdas, 15, facing intense KGB persecution for black market activities and anti-Soviet agitation, had purchased tickets under false names and boarded without any security checks, exploiting the absence of pre-flight screening on domestic routes. As the plane flew at 5,000 meters over the Black Sea, the Brazinskas stormed the cockpit. Pranas fired a sawed-off shotgun blast into the ceiling, while Algirdas brandished a Nagant revolver and held 2 hand grenades with pins partially pulled. They demanded that the pilots fly to Istanbul, but fuel constraints forced a diversion to nearby Trabzon on Turkey's Black Sea coast. When 19-year-old stewardess Nadezhda Kurchenko tried to block the cockpit door, she was shot in the chest with the revolver and died instantly. Navigator and flight engineer attempted to disarm the hijackers in the galley, leading to a chaotic firefight. 2 crew members and 1 passenger suffered minor shrapnel and graze wounds. The exact sequence, who fired first, whether any crew carried weapons, and why resistance escalated, remains unclear to this day. When the plane landed in Trabzon, Turkish soldiers surrounded it, and after a standoff, the hijackers were arrested. In a March 1971 trial, Turkey, sympathetic to Iron Curtain defectors, sentenced Pranas to 8 years and Algirdas to 2 years. Citing their flight from oppression as a mitigating factor, Algirdas's sentence was fully commuted in 1974 under a juvenile amnesty, and Pranas was released early that same year after serving less than 4 years. Both were granted political asylum and initially resettled in Istanbul. In the Soviet Union, Nadezhda Kurchenko was transformed into a national hero. The Brazinskas were vilified as terrorists and sentenced to death in absentia by a military tribunal in 1971. Far from being suppressed, the incident was widely publicized through state media and documentaries. It directly led to the introduction of mandatory security screenings at all Soviet civil airports on November 20, 1970, measures previously limited to international flights. It is also alleged that the KGB began quietly placing armed, specially trained agents on select high-risk domestic flights to prevent future hijackings. The Brazinskas later emigrated to the United States in 1982 under refugee status, settling in California. In 2002, Algirdas killed his father during a domestic dispute and was convicted of manslaughter.